Yo, what's going on, stud? Kevin Prize here again. And if you're watching this, you are probably going out tonight. And you want something that you can say that's gonna just fucking get a girl on your dick. So, to be polite about it and politically correct. So, I have a line for you. It's basically the perfect formula because it can be used at the beginning of an interaction to build connection and rapport with a girl, and also like start this flirting. And it can also be used at that towards like middle end of an interaction to start qualifying and disqualifying, shit like that. It's gonna work equally well, equally effective. It's crazy. It sounds almost made up, maybe like a bad infomercial, but I assure you, this is real. It's gonna fucking work. Here it is. When you're talking to a girl, no matter what part of the conversation you are in, you can randomly say, "You seem like a private school girl," and you have a little smirk. Or, "You seem like a public school girl." And that's the cold read. If you don't know what a cold read is, it is an assumption that you make about the girl. It's, in my opinion, better than asking questions. There is a time and a place for asking questions, but cold reads just always hit better because everybody is lost in this world. This is a bit of a tangent, but everybody's lost in this world and everybody wants to be told who they are. You want to be the authority in life. You want to be the authority over people. And who do girls fuck? The authorities, because they see them as higher up and they want them. They only fuck guys who are better than them or of the same value in their eyes, even though that's all made up. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So, you are going to say this in the beginning interaction, and when you say it there, you are doing this to build the connection. You are saying, "You seem like a private school girl," and then from there, it's almost like a little platform, and you can jump into different directions to see whatever you need. And if you do this at the very beginning of the interaction, you might not be able to accurately jump, but if you do it in like if you do it in like a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes in, then maybe you will be able to be more accurate. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about calibration. This is a very advanced subject, but I'm going to assume you know what that is. Basically being socially aware, seeing what girl needs more push-pull, what girl needs more connection, what girl needs more trust, etc. But a good rule for this, just so you know, is a hotter girl normally needs less connection, less trust, and more push-pull, more challenge. Anyways, so from there, I want you to, if she's a hotter girl, you can start teasing her. You can, or if she's a girl who just needs it, you should be able to know. You can start teasing her. You can say, "Oh, you just seem like a private school girl because, like, you know, you're all dressed fancy. I bet you're a bit of a snobby girl. I bet you get everything handed to her. Oh, you must be the pick of the litter. Are you your parents' favorite?" Stuff like that. Just start pushing and pulling her. Stuff like that. That's gonna spike her interest in you. You know, fuck around. And you can also do it as a connection, be like, to build more of a connection, if that's the type of girl, you can say, "I don't know, you just seem like you did this when you were a kid. You have this kind of vibe. Is that right? Is that this or that?" And then she starts investing more and telling you more and building up more of a connection, more of this rapport. Because talking about your childhood, which is what this question kind of implies, more of childhood, adolescence, is a very important thing to build trust between two people. So there you go. You jump off from that platform of this cold read that you look like a private school girl or you look like a public school girl. And then you can either take it into push-pull or you can take it into, excuse me, connection. And then later in the conversation, you can use the same fucking line to start getting the girl to qualify herself to you. And if you know anything about game, this shit is key. It's what raises your value in her eyes, raises your perceived value, because you are going to use this line and then you are going to take it and jump off the platform into a disqualification. Disqualification is basically a takeaway. It is letting the girl know that she kind of like doesn't have you. And due to the loss aversion bias, if you know what that is, things that we don't have, we value more. We value that which retreats from us. The old saying, "You don't know what you got till it's gone." That all comes from this. bias in our brain, a real mental bias that we have. So you can say basically, you seem like a private school girl, but like, and she's like, and says whatever she wants to say, laughs about it. She's like, why do you say that? And you say, I don't know, you just dress really nicely, you seem like a little bit of a snob sometimes, but I could never date a private school girl. Or if she says that she's actually from public school, she corrects you or whatever, you'd be like, oh, that sucks, I can never date a private or a public school girl or whatever. You're just going to disqualify her by her answer, whatever it is, because then she feels like she doesn't have you anymore. And why are you using it this at the end? Ask yourself this, because this is very key. People fuck up disqualifying and fuck up takeaways because they don't know how to use them correctly. When you use the loss aversion bias, it is because she thinks she has you already. She thinks she has you, but then you take it away and now she's like, fuck, I don't have them. But if you use it at the beginning and you're like, hey, what's going on? She's like, oh, nothing much, nice to meet you. I'm like, cool, I'm Kevin. She's like, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, you seem like a public school girl. She's like, oh, I actually went to a private school. And then you're like, oh, I can never date a private school girl. She's gonna be like, okay, like, all right, why does that matter to me? I don't even know who you are. But 30 minutes into the interaction, 45 minutes, or however long it takes her to get very invested in you and for her to feel like she has you, then you use a takeaway, all hell breaks loose because she wants you back. Alright? So, you seem like a private school. You seem like a public school girl. Cold read. Snap, cold read. Use this shit. Peace.